What are you doing with my baby's bottle?
I was just checking something.
Hey there, folks, settle in, because I've got a story that'll grab you by the heart and not let go. A real gut punch from a quiet little suburb called Willow Creek, where the lawns are perfect, the mailboxes are matching, and you'd think nothing bad could ever happen until it does, in the worst way imaginable. Picture this, a cozy street, kids riding bikes, neighbors waving over picket fences, but behind one of those perfect front doors, a woman named Helen Carter's brewing a kind of hate that's about to tear everything apart. And it all centers on a young mom, Lisa Reynolds, and her little girl, Ava, barely 6 months old, with the kind of smile that could melt ice. Helen's the kind of person who runs the neighborhood like it's her personal kingdom, head of the HOA, always out there with her clipboard, checking for weeds or a mailbox that's half an inch too tall. She's in her late 50s, lives alone in a house so spotless it feels like a museum. And let me tell you, she's got a chip on her shoulder the size of Texas. Her kids don't call anymore, her ex-husband's long gone, and she's got this way of looking at the world like it owes her something. Then there's Lisa, 25, a nurse who just moved to Willow Creek with her baby, Ava, hoping for a fresh start after a tough few years. Lisa's got this beat-up old Honda, works night shifts at the hospital, and still manages to light up the block with her laugh, always stopping to chat with neighbors, help carry groceries, or wave at kids. Ava's her whole world, those big brown eyes, that little giggle, and Lisa's the kind of mom who'd run through fire for her. Now Helen, she can't stand Lisa. It's not just the car that doesn't fit her standards or the fact that Lisa's a single mom with a mixed-race baby. It's that Lisa's happy, genuinely happy, in a way Helen's never been. It starts small. Helen leaves notes on Lisa's door about the grass being too long, or how Ava's crying disturbs the peace. Lisa, sweet as she is, tries to laugh it off, even waves at Helen one morning and says, "Hey, Mrs. Carter, gorgeous day, right?" Helen just glares, lips tight, like Lisa's joy is a personal insult. Soon, Helen's whispering at HOA meetings about property values and the wrong kind of people, and you can feel the venom in her voice, sharp enough to cut glass. Most folks in Willow Creek don't buy Ithy like Lisa, bring her casseroles, invite Ava to playdates, but Helen's not backing down. She's got this idea that Lisa's happiness is a threat to her perfect little world, and it's eating her up inside. One night, something in Helen snaps. She's watching from her window as Lisa heads out for her night shift, leaving Ava with Mrs. Lee, the babysitter who's practically family. Helen knows the routine by heart. Lisa's gone till dawn, Mrs. Lee dozes off around 10, and there's a spare key under a flower pot by the back door. She's been watching, waiting, and now, fueled by this ugly mix of jealousy and spite, she makes a choice that'll haunt her forever. She grabs a bottle of hand sanitizer from her purse, 70% isopropyl alcohol, the kind that burns your skin if you use too much and creeps across the street like a ghost. The neighborhood's quiet, just crickets and the hum of streetlights, and Helen's heart's pounding, not with guilt, but with this twisted thrill. She slips into Lisa's house, finds the baby bottles in the fridge, and with hands shaking from adrenaline, squeezes the sanitizer into Ava's milk. One bottle, then another, then a third, mixing it carefully so it looks normal. She's thinking about Lisa's face when she finds out, imagining the pain, the chaos, and it feels good. She slips out, goes home, and sleeps like a baby. Morning comes, and Lisa's back from her shift, bone-tired but smiling as she scoops Ava up from Mrs. Lee. "You're my little sunshine," she murmurs, kissing Ava's forehead, breathing in that sweet baby smell. She warms a bottle, tests it on her wrist like always, and settles into the rocking chair by the window. Ava drinks happily at first, her tiny hands grabbing the bottle, but then something's wrong. She starts coughing, her face turning red, her cries sharp and panicked. Lisa's heart drops. "Ava, baby, what's happening?" She pats Ava's back, but the cries turn to whimpers, and Ava's breathing gets shallow, her little body trembling. Lisa's a nurse. She knows this isn't normal. She grabs her phone, hands shaking, and calls 911. "My baby's in trouble. She's not breathing right. Please hurry." The operator tries to calm her, but Lisa's world is spinning. Paramedics rush in, followed by cops, and they whisk Ava away, leaving Lisa clutching the bottle, sobbing. I don't understand. I made it myself. It was fine. At the hospital, Lisa's pacing, barely holding it together, when the doctor comes out, face grim. MS. Reynolds, Ava's stable, but we found alcohol in her system, isopropyl alcohol, like in hand sanitizer. Any idea how that got in her milk? Lisa's legs give out, and she collapses into a chair, shaking her head. Alcohol? I don't even keep that in the house. I made those bottles last night, I swear. The word poison hits her like a freight train. Someone did this on purpose. Someone walked into her home, touched her baby's bottles, and tried to hurt Ava. She thinks of that spare key, the one she mentioned to neighbors when she moved in, trying to be friendly. Her stomach twists. Who could hate a baby this much? She whispers, tears streaming down her face. Now, here's where things take a turn, because what Helen didn't know, what nobody in Willow Creek knew, is that Ava's dad, Tom Harris, is a cop. Not just any cop, but a detective with 15 years on the force, a guy who's seen the worst of humanity and still believes in justice. Tom and Lisa aren't together. They had a brief romance, parted as friends, and he's been a devoted dad to Ava, but they kept it quiet to protect her from his dangerous job. When Tom gets the call about Ava, he's in the middle of a case, questioning a suspect, but he drops everything, his face going pale. My daughter, he says to his partner, voice breaking. Someone hurt my daughter. He races to the hospital, finds Lisa in the waiting room, looking like her world's been shattered. Tom, she sobs, falling into his arms. Someone poisoned our baby. His jaw clenches, and there's this fire in his eyes, a mix of dad and detective, promising. I'm gonna find who did this, Lisa. They're gonna pay. Tom dives into the case like a man possessed. He's at Lisa's house with the forensics team, combing every inch. They find a smudge on the fridge handle, fingerprints that don't match Lisa or Mrs. Lee. Someone else was here, the tech says, and Tom's gut tells him this wasn't random. He walks through the house, picturing the intruder, someone who knew the spare key, knew Lisa's schedule, knew Ava would be fed that milk. In Ava's nursery, with its soft blue walls and stuffed giraffe Tom bought her, he feels a rage so deep it scares him. His little girl, fighting for her life because someone couldn't stand her family's happiness. The forensics come back. The hand sanitizer in the milk matches a bottle found in Helen's purse. Her fingerprints are on the fridge, her DNA's on the bottle caps. It's a slam dunk, but Tom wants to know why. He digs into Helen's life: divorced, estranged kids, a history of petty complaints and harassment calls to the city. She's got a rap sheet for trespassing, always fighting neighbors, always needing control. It's clear now, Helen's hatred for Lisa wasn't just about a lawn or a carrot, it was about Lisa's joy, her strength, her place in a community Helen thought she owned. Tom shows up at Helen's door at dawn, badge shining, voice cold as steel. Mrs. Carter, we need to talk about what happened at Lisa Reynolds' place. Helen's face goes white, but she plays it cool, smoothing her hair, saying, Oh, that's awful, but I don't know anything about it. Tom leans in, eyes locked on hers. Someone poisoned a 6-month-old's milk. Helen. Someone who knew where the spare key was, who watched Lisa's house, who wanted to hurt a baby. We've got fingerprints, DNA, and a bottle of hand sanitizer that says it was you. Helen stammers. I'd never hurt anyone, but her voice cracks, and Tom sees the guilt in her eyes, like a cornered animal. He doesn't arrest her, he wants her to sweat, to know the noose is tightening. Back at the hospital, Ava's pulling through, her little body fighting hard. Lisa's by her side, holding her tiny hand, whispering, You're so strong, baby girl. Tom sits with them, and when Lisa asks, Who could do this, Tom? He tells her about Helen, the notes, the complaints, the way she sneered at Ava's stroller. Lisa's face hardens. She hated us from day one. I tried to be nice, Tom. I tried to fit in. Tom squeezes her hand. This isn't on you. This is on her. The next day, he's back at Helen's with a warrant, cuffs ready. Helen Carter, you're under arrest for attempted murder, breaking and entering, and endangering a child. She crumples, no fight left, as neighbors watch from their porches, whispering, shocked that the HOA queen could do something so evil. The trial's a spectacle. Willow Creek's never seen anything like it. The prosecutor, Emily Stone, lays it out like a story. Helen's obsession with control, her racist jabs at Lisa's family, the meticulous way she poisoned those bottles. Lisa takes the stand, voice shaking but strong, saying, "I trusted this neighborhood. I thought we were safe, but she looked at my baby at my Ava and decided her happiness was worth destroying." The jury's in tears. Tom testifies too, calm but fierce, detailing the evidence like a roadmap to Helen's guilt. The defense tries to spin it Helen's just a lonely woman, made a mistake, but Emily shuts it down. A mistake? She mixed poison into 3 bottles, waited for the perfect moment, and thought she'd get away with it. That's not a mistake, that's attempted murder. The jury's out for 2 hours, and when they come back, it's unanimous, guilty on all counts. The judge, a no-nonsense woman named Clara Evans, doesn't hold back. "Helen Carter, you didn't just try to kill a child, you tried to kill a community's trust. You'll serve 20 years, no parole for 15. Helen's led away, head down, as Lisa and Tom hold each other, Ava asleep in Lisa's arms. But here's where the story shifts, where Willow Creek becomes something new. The neighborhood rallies around Lisa, and Ava casseroles pile up, kids draw pictures for Ava, and a fund starts to cover medical bills and make Lisa's house a home again. Mrs. Lee, racked with guilt for falling asleep that night, becomes Ava's honorary grandma, teaching her nursery rhymes and baking cookies. Lisa finds her voice, speaking at town halls about hate and how it festers if you let it slide. "We can't stay quiet," she says, "not when someone's hurting others, not when it's your neighbor." The HOA gets an overhaul, no more power trips, just people looking out for each other. Tom's promoted to captain, using his badge to build bridges, not walls, in the community. Years pass, and Ava's growing up 7 now, all giggles and soccer games. No memory of the poison, but surrounded by love. Lisa and Tom aren't a couple, but they're a team, raising Ava with a bond stronger than romance. One day, a letter arrives from Helen, written in prison. Lisa's hands shake as she reads it. "I was consumed by hate I didn't even see in myself. I can't undo what I did, but I'm sorry, Lisa. You and Ava deserved better." Lisa shows it to Tom, asks, "Is she for real?" He shrugs. "Maybe. Prison's got a way of making you face your demons." Lisa writes back, short and simple, "We're thriving, Helen. I hope you find peace." It's not forgiveness, it's closure, for her own heart. On Ava's 8th birthday, Willow Creek throws a party that spills down the street, kids and sprinklers, music blaring, neighbors laughing like family. Lisa watches from her porch, Ava running wild with her friends, and thinks about how far they've come. This house, once a crime scene, is now a home bursting with joy. Tom sits beside her, holding Ava's favorite stuffed giraffe, and says, "She's going to change the world, you know." Lisa smiles. She already has. The neighborhood's different now, diversity days, community gardens, a place where everyone belongs. But here's the thing that sticks with you. Hate like Helen's doesn't just appear, it grows in the cracks we ignore, in the silence when we don't call it out. And love? It's not just warm fuzziness, it's a fight, a choice, a stand against the darkness. So, what do you think? Could Willow Creek have stopped Helen before it got this far? Should Lisa have forgiven her, or was cutting contact the right call? Drop a comment, share your take, and if this story hit you like it hit me, give it a like, subscribe, and tell me where you're watching from. Let's talk about what makes a community strong or what tears it apart.